so much hate for Taylor Swift this morning. So unless you've been living under a rock or in a cave, no offense meant if you legit live in a cave, of course, we all have our lifestyle choices, and that one actually sounds pretty cool. Then you've probably seen the headlines calling out Taylor Swift for using her private plane too much. Like this one. Quote, Taylor Swift is being called out for refusing to take accountability after her rep defended her private jet CO2 emissions by saying that her plane is, quote, loaned out regularly. Quote, she generously rents out her jet for her poorer friends who can't afford their own personal jets to use, end quote, is the funniest possible way to put a humanitarian spin on her carbon emissions, end quote. First off, let's do a little fact checking here. This subheading totally makes it look like her rep actually said this quote. She generously rents out her jet for her poorer friends who can't afford their own personal jets to use. But her rep didn't actually say that. That quote actually came from someone on Twitter who is unaffiliated with Taylor. This person. What her rep did say is, quote, Taylor's jet is loaned out regularly to other individuals. To attribute most or all of these trips to her is blatantly incorrect, end quote. Which I'll admit isn't nearly as funny, clueless, or clickbaity as what the person on Twitter said. However, as someone who considers herself a strong advocate for the environment, while also being a person who loves to travel, I thought instead of publicly shaming Taylor, who I really love, not just for her music, but for her overall positivity, which we need more of in this world, I'd write an open letter to her with useful tips for how she can turn this into what my mom calls a learning moment. I know, I hate that term too. But anyway, let's share this everywhere and see if we can get Taylor to see it. Dear Miss Swift, I get it, I love to travel too, but it's brutal on the environment. The good news is, there are some things you can do right now that will actually offset your carbon footprint. First off, you could shut down all those haters if next time you fly economy with people like me. We don't bite. Well, it does get a little rough in economy sometimes, but I haven't heard of any biting yet. Kate Middleton flew economy recently with her kids, and even though it was a short flight, so she still has no clue what it's like to be crammed into an economy seat for several hours. People are loving her for it. Everyone loves Kate. I even wrote to her when I was 5 years old. They'll love you just as much, and flying coach is a lot better for the environment. Second, and only you can do this, Taylor, start a new trend of arriving to red carpet events in an electric limo, rather than one that burns gas. Seriously, if you do this, all your rich friends will start doing it, and people will very quickly forget about your private jet faux pas. Hey, better yet, show up to a red carpet event in something like a Prius and jaws will really drop. Third, buy carbon offsets. Now this isn't my first choice because it doesn't literally erase the carbon that you specifically are creating with all of your private plane travel. What it does is support specific projects that do offset our world's carbon emissions. So it makes you feel a little better and helps the environment. So everyone wins. I'll put some links in the description below. Fourth, do little things in your house. Or in your case, your houses, since someone like you probably has more than a few. Change all your light bulbs to LEDs. Unplug things in your house when you're going to be away for a long time, because you obviously travel a lot. And turn down your water heater when you're gone too. Fifth, eat less meat. Let me be direct. Because animals burp, fart, and poop so much, the meat industry is really tough on the environment. As stated in this BBC article, quote, globally, the UN estimates it, the meat industry, makes up more than 14% of all man-made greenhouse gases, including methane. So Taylor, please don't fire your spokesperson for not putting the right spin on this. When it comes to carbon emissions, None of us are perfect, and we all love to travel. And honestly, I think that travel, actually seeing our world, can inspire people to want to protect our world. But that much travel, and in a private jet, even if you're just loaning it out to your rich friends, it's not quite the most forward-thinking option. A very wise woman once said, quote, "People are going to judge you anyway, so you might as well do what you want." Oh yeah, that was you. Those are powerful words and very true. But maybe those words shouldn't be a hall pass for people to exploit our environment. Because I really think that what you want, what we all want, is a healthier planet. Love, Shannon.